All right.
Why are we here?
Andreas, I want to talk to you about a few different topics.
Okay.
First on my list,
Yes.
you got yourself a Springfield Prodigy. You seem excited about it. Okay. This
Yeah.
reminds like one guy that I work with, actually, you'll find this kind of funny. I was at his place a little while ago. He's like, hey, bring the XC, the Staccato XC. I want to check it out, you know?
hmm
So I bring in the XC, dutifully bring him in the Staccato to play with. He shoots it a little bit. He's like, all right, this is pretty cool. So the next time I saw him, I went back to his place for work and he's like, hey, Ben, I got that XC. I got it. And then he pulls out this Springfield Prodigy with a comp on it. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is not an XC. This is not
No,
what
it's
this
not.
is.
No,
This
it
is
is
an
not.
XC for the poors. Was what I'm fucking around, but that's what I said. Anyway, you got a Springfield Prodigy. You seem interested in it. Tell me about it. What's the review? It's an in-progress review, right?
Yeah. It's nothing's broken. I haven't broken anything on it. So it's got about 1,200 rounds on it. And I think I've had 3 range trips and then I did some teaching with it. And it's accurate enough. Like when I first got it, I picked it up from a buddy with a plate, got an SRO on it, just took it out, shot it bone stock. And then I had a few pieces show up in the mail to better fit it to my hand. And I put in the EGW ignition kit like everybody else does. And some other stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Catch me up. So what I read on the internet, I hear from people like, hey, you get the Prodigy, or I see people kind of shitting on the Prodigy owners. Are like, oh, they buy the gun and then they change a few $100 in parts. I don't know the details of that. So could you walk me through that? What does everybody do with the gun, you know?
So the internals are cast. And so what people are doing is replacing the sear, hammer, and disconnector with some machine parts from EGW. It's about I think it's a $120 kit. And that comes with a leaf spring. So you put those in, you do a little tuning on the leaf spring, and you get the trigger pull. It's pretty crisp. It's down around, I got mine around 2.5 pounds. So you got one leg that does the pre-travel, another one that does the brake. And then I think that's the only thing the gun really needs. And beyond that, you're just fitting it to your hands and adjusting it like you like.
Okay. So you do like a trigger job and then change some parts.
Yeah.
And you would say the well-informed people that you choose to pay attention to, they would advise doing something like this.
Yeah. Like a bunch of people here have them, like dudes who are like GM, M-class level shooters. And that's what everybody's doing.
Okay.
And then other people have bought higher end, like they're picking up like Voodoo Gunworks or some other boutique 1911 or 2011s. And those, it's like they're running the EGW internals. That just seems to be like the internals that everybody likes. Like if you're not going to lay out for infinity level stuff.
Like Infinity or Atlas or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's nice, like on EGW, all their stuff, they've tested it out with the Prodigy. So then some of the parts they're guaranteeing, like you do not need to fit these things.
Oh.
So you can go specifically on their website, look under Prodigy, and then they have parts that are listed as dropping in. And that becomes important with things like with the magwell. If you just buy a random magwell, you're going to have to be cutting plastic. Or if you buy a random trigger, you're going to have to be cutting plastic. So there are little details on the Prodigy where if you want to make your life easy.
So did you make a decision like, hey, I want a 2011, and then you made a separate decision like, oh, I want a Prodigy, or you saw a bunch of dudes with Prodigies and you're like, oh, I think I should do what they're doing?
I wanted to shoot I was thinking a 1911 or a 2011. And then I just looked at the participation in the last nationals and just realized that the iron sight divisions are dead. And I'm like, let's just get the 2011, and I have some SROs lying around, so that's easy. And we did some friends helped me out. We did a 2011 range day after a match. So like one guy brought a Prodigy, had tuned up, another guy had a Voodoo Gunworks, And then we just shot all those back to back. And like I picked up the Prodigy. I'm like, this doesn't seem like a cheap gun. And then I shot it. I'm like, this seems just absolutely fine to me.
Okay, so you're like, okay, I want to get a 2011. The Prodigy seems okay. I mean, this is, if money was no object, is this the one you'd buy?
So like, I don't even know at this point. Like, I don't know what I want out
Okay.
of a 2011. Like, I haven't shot a 1911 style pistol in like 15 years. So the idea, it's like, you know, you're a teenager and you got this idea like, wow, if I had $1 million, I'd buy this car. And then like you actually start driving and doing shit and you're like, yeah, that was retarded.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked at it like with the Prodigy and the parts I put into it, I'm in this gun for like maybe $1,600. And
That's it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the gun was like 12 and change. And then yeah, I haven't replaced a whole lot on it. Like most of the gun's fine. So yeah, I think like $1,600, you're good to go, and then some mags and whatnot. So I'm more seeing this as I want to shoot this thing for a while and just see how it turns out, and like maybe this is fine, or maybe something else will call to me like, hey, if there are these problems I can't fix on the gun. But so far it seems fine.
Okay, so you've dry fired the gun.